Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sit tight, it's the Snowmakers!
As the leaves fall and winter approaches, food sources dry up, temperatures drop and the ground freezes and is covered with snow. It is time for the natural world to prepare for hibernation or migration.
As we meet, my friends, our weather analysts collect and analyze data to determine the time of our departure to warmer lands. Early signs suggest that snowfall is not imminent and therefore we can extend our stay at Grasshopper Hill. A decision will be made in the next few days, however. Thank you. Thank you.
The hopper pod flew higher and far and low and everywhere it could go around Grasshopper Hill and the surrounding areas. Information was collected: atmospheric pressure, moisture content of the air, cloud formations, and every kind of weather-related data that would help the weather station analysts determine the time of the annual migration. The pod pilots knew that time was of the essence and that they carried very important information that the weather station required. Thousands of lives depended on the decision when the big migration takes place.
We have everything, Boatswain. Full speed ahead to the Weather Observatory. Aye, aye, Skipper. Add more helium, and steer into that easterly breeze. Oh, and keep eyes peeled for raptors. Aye, aye, Skipper. We are approaching the observatory. Whoa, watch those trees. Prepare for a bumpy landing. Hold on, we are coming in fast. Whoa, 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 whoa.
The observatory detected the pod's arrival, and to emphasize the gravity of the situation, the head analyst, Bluehead, went out to greet the captain and his boatswain. The two were relieved to have arrived safely after such an arduous journey. Bluehead delivered the information to the laboratory personally, and work commenced in earnest.
Fellow grasshoppers, here we are again. Our esteemed weather data analysts have determined from the information available that there will be no snow this year. At least, not until spring. My friends, we will postpone our migration until further notice. No snow. Thank you. Why are you so sad, little G? If there is no snow, Santa cannot travel here with his sleigh. What do you care about that? Don't you see? The little boy at the orphanage will not get his gifts. For sure he is a kind little boy and I owe my life to him, but we cannot do anything. He saved you from drowning in that puddle when the other children threw stones at you, They said he was weak and stupid, but he refused to give in and made sure you were safe. I want him to be happy." "It is true what you say, but we cannot do anything. Listen, think about the PM and what he would do. The Prime Minister? No, he doesn't know anything. PM stands for Praying Mantis. He lives far away and is very reclusive and very wise. What do you think he would do?"
Little G had no idea what the praying mantis would do, no matter how hard he thought. He felt helpless and weak, but he knew what he must do. Go and seek the praying mantis and ask for his help. He would leave secretly at the first sight of light in the morning. He waved to his friends as they had fun windsurfing and declined their urging for him to join them. His mind was on his mission. A soothing calm engulfed little G as he lay in bed that night. A shooting star travelled across the sky in the direction of Praying Mantis Mountain, far, far away. He took this to be a good omen. He thought it best to depart before his mother stirred, as she would worry for his safety and try to prevent him from going. He slipped through the window and tiptoed away. He travelled swiftly and left Grasshopper Hill in his wake. He crossed lands that were unfamiliar on his quest to reach the far-off mountain. He crossed hills and dales, mountains and valleys, and on he pushed, without food nor sleep. He kept pushing on, through the night and the day, until he finally reached the distant abode of the wise praying mantis. The mantis was performing his salutations to the rising sun, as was his custom. He looked grand and majestic through little G's young eyes. It was the first time he had encountered such a creature. Afraid to interrupt anything, Hopper patiently and silently waited. It gave him time to collect himself and his thoughts.
"Greetings, little grasshopper. To what do I owe the pleasure?" "How do we get snow?" "The weather analysis says there's going to be no snow, so Santa can't come, and there will be no gifts for the children at the orphanage." "Why do you concern yourself with such foolishness? Instead of trying to save the world, find yourself. See yourself for what you really are." "But look, the morn in russet, mantle-clad, walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill. The day has come, and now you must go."
Little G turned on his heels, and with head hanging he walked away. Feeling despondent, he was at a loss at what to do. Tired and weary, he sat on a stone and thought about the praying mantis, and what a strange being he was, though he had felt an unusual peace in his presence. He tried to stop thinking, and as his mind became still, an idea hit him like a thunderbolt. Like attracts like. How strange, he thought. That's a novel idea. Like attracts like. What to make of that? Then a leaf glided into his lap, which brought another thought with it. "I've got it," he shouted out loud as he leapt from his rock. "The leaves fall like snowflakes. If we paint them white, the weather will wake up and remember what to do." He raced back to Grasshopper Hill as fast as the speed of light, or so it seemed. He was so excited and eager to tell the others about this wonderful idea that would solve his problems. Like attracts like. Paint the leaves white and they will bring the snowflakes. It seems so obvious. A crowd had already gathered on Podium Peak where the acoustics were good. They had heard from a bird that Hopper was back and were eager to hear him talk. A brief introduction from MCG left Hopper alone on the talking rock. But he wasn't nervous nor afraid as he began to plead for his case and persuade his green fellows to help.
Hello, Hoppers. My journey was productive. We need snow to get Santa to come to the orphanage. The young boy saved the mother of so many of us. He is kind, but he has no mother. Let us try to help. We need to paint the leaves white. They will fall from the sky and attract the snow because like attracts like. It is so clear. I thought opposites attract. What is this like attracts like? You see, the weather is confused and a little sick. If we paint the leaves and blow them off Eagle Ridge, they will fall like snow. But we need help to paint them. Already Jacob and Polly are up there painting, but they need help.
At first, Hopper's words seemed to fall on deaf ears. But eventually the group came round and began to think this idea was actually good. They flocked to Eagle Ridge and helped Jacob and Polly paint the leaves white. The pilots of the flying pod landed the craft on the ridge to blow the piles of white leaves over the edge to drift into the abyss like falling snowflakes. It was a spectacular sight. Some windsurfers rode down to catch thermals, and they would indicate to the blowing pod above which direction to send the white leaves. The last of the white-painted leaves blew off Eagle Ridge and drifted snow-like to Apple Valley below. Little G looked up to the sky and saw a distant dark cloud that began to grow. It was accompanied by a strange grumbling sound, as if a grumpy sky had awoken with a stomachache. There was a kind of hiccup, and snow began to fall. A universal sigh of relief followed as balance was restored. On its heels came happiness and celebration as children's laughter echoed through Apple Valley.
I was taking a little nap before we depart. What is this? Get some light and pass me my glasses. Thank you. Ho ho. Ho ho. To Santa from Sir Alfred. Due to an unexpected snowfall in the Eastern Passage region, we are changing our delivery schedule to cover this area. Well, that's good news. Apple Valley, Grasshopper Hill, and the Green Pastures Children's Home are now accessible. Remind me to tell Alfred that he has placed the apostrophe in the wrong place. Children is plural, therefore it should be apostrophe S. Very important. Additional sacks of toys and gifts have been loaded onto the sleigh to cover these locations. From Sir Alfred, Elf. Alright, let's get rolling. The reindeer are chomping at their bits. Apple Valley and the Green Pasture Children's Home were the first stop on Santa's list. And with joy and happiness in the air, it is a good place to bring this story to an end. So, with a happy and peaceful Christmas and New Year to all creatures great and small, I will bid you farewell.
Oh, and by the way, you may be wondering what happened to Little G and his friends. Well, they made a hasty migration south, and I heard from a bird that they were last seen dancing at a sunny island hop.